Today I got a brand new 17-inch ASUS VivoBook. It's got a bad hard drive. I'm going to fix it. Hey guys, how's it going? Dale here. Today I got this brand new ASUS VivoBook. It's a 17.3 inch. It's the customer bought it brand new about 3 or 4 days before Christmas, and it's got a bad hard drive. It's got a cheap little $28 Toshiba mechanical 1 terabyte hard drive. It's got an M.2 PCI Express slot. Why it is like that is beyond me, but it's got a Core i5 10th generation processor. The exact model is an X712JA. It has 12 gigabytes of DDR4 memory. It had 8. Somebody popped in another 4 to give it 12. Should have done another 8 to make it 16, but whatever. It has a 1600 by 900 display and your standard Intel UHD graphics. So she got it. It's got Windows 11 on it. And believe it or not, it's a Core i5 with a 1 terabyte hard drive, but it still was shipped with Windows 11 in S mode. I already got it out of S mode for her, but from the day she had it, it seemed to be running slow, and it seemed to get slower and slower as the days went on. And of course, she called Best Buy. It's about a 100-mile round trip for her, and Geek Squad told her, well, she'd have to make an appointment, bring it up, and they might have to send it out to ASUS. They wouldn't just give her a brand new laptop. She was kind of mad, so and she wants to keep the laptop, so she brought it to me, and I'm going to help her out. So I'm going to take out the 1 terabyte hard drive. I will try to clone it on my cloning station, even though it has bad sectors. I did a scan on the hard drive, and it definitely has bad sectors. Plus, I did a check disk /R, found about 28 kilobytes of bad sectors. So, I mean, I could just tell by the way it was running that it had a bad hard drive. So I'm going to get that thing out of there one way or another. And if I'm not able to get a successful clone, I'm just going to do a clean install of Windows 11 for her. I'm going to put in a brand new Western Digital Black SN750. It's a Gen 3 NVMe M.2 drive. It's a 500 gigabyte. It's going to be more than enough for what she's going to do with it. So first thing I'm going to do is just going to go ahead and shut her down. And I'm going to open it up and see if I'm going to remove the hard drive, show you how to do that. And then I'm going to try to clone it. I'll take a break, come back. If I can clone it, great, I'll pop it in. But if I can't get a successful clone, I'm just going to do a clean install. But I'll show you how to get to it. Not too difficult, but it's brand new. I mean, she hasn't had put absolutely nothing on it. It's basically factory, because she came in and I helped her with S mode. You know, getting it out of S mode, so to speak. She had no idea. They didn't tell her that when she bought it, there was an S mode. She wanted to put some stuff on it, but she couldn't because it was an S mode. All right. Anyway, having said all that, I removed the screws already. There's 3 different length screws on this bad boy. The 4 in the front are one length. These 3 across like the center are another length, and the ones in the back are another length. I've already popped it open, just get a lay of the land in there, but I just, you know, good idea to lay your screws out in a pattern so you know where the heck they go when you put them back in, okay? So I'm just going to take my little spudger tool here. These are tight, like I said, I already opened it up, but it's always best to start back in the corner here and just kind of slowly work it up. You might have to use a nylon tool, something like this, but you can see I've already got it kind of started here. If we just slide the tool in here, they don't come off with too much difficulty. Just take your time and always protect yourself from static electricity when you're inside your computer. I'm all protected here. My bench tops, my floors, they're all anti-static, so please no comments about that if you don't mind. So I got that off, pretty simple. Oops. I was actually gonna do a full cloning video on it, but when I found out that it had a bad hard drive, I just decided to go a different route. So like I said, here's the 4 gig stick of memory. They popped in it with the 8 gigs. Had 8 gigabytes on board with a empty slot there. Like I said, I would have put an 8 in there to give her 16, but whatever. So here's a hard drive that we're gonna get rid of. And here's your, you can see that, here's your M.2 PCI Express slot. They don't give you a mounting screw. I have those, so that won't be a problem. Pretty basic inside, as you can see. So let's go ahead and pop that caddy out of there. Like I said, I'm going to run over and try to see if I can do a quick clone on my cloning station. But just going to lift it up carefully. I'm going to unplug it. Just like that. But they do this because they can sell them cheaper that way. It was probably upgraded by somebody, who knows, before they sold it at Best Buy. But there you go, Toshiba. It is September 2019. Interesting. So it's been sitting around. Like I said, you can get these online for about 20 bucks. So anyway, I'm going to try to go and see if I can clone it onto my M.2 drive, my brand new SSD here. If not, I'm just going to do a clean install. So I'll be back in just a minute, guys. Hey guys, all right, the clone went good. I got a successful clone from this old crappy Toshiba hard drive to the brand new SN750 NVMe SSD. So we're going to install it. Like I always say in my videos, don't touch anything. You don't have to in there, guys. Probably told you that. I asked the customer about this, adding an additional good hard drive, but she doesn't want to do anything with that right now. She just wants this thing to work and she wants to be fast. But I'm going to give her the caddy in case she changes her mind. Now you could easily put a 2.5-inch SATA SSD in here, or just a hard drive, pretty much of any size, if you need lots of storage. But we're going to have a 500 gig M.2 drive in here, and for her that's going to be plenty. Now if you're really careful and don't touch anything, don't drop screws, but seeing how these M.2 slots are, right here with all this circuitry and stuff, let's go ahead and disconnect the battery real quick. It's real easy to do. There's a tiny little metal clip here. I'm going to use my little nylon tool here. I'm going to gently push this metal clip back just very slightly. Don't force it. And then that cable's going to lift straight up. And get my tool under it, just like that. But when you disconnect your battery, you still need to carefully open it. And I'm just holding the power button a few times here. Going to discharge any residual juice that's flowing around in there, just in case you do drop a screw. But if you're careful, if you're just doing this for the first time at home and you're never going to do it again, disconnect that battery. You can do it without it, and I usually do, but I'm just careful. So anyway, we got the battery disconnected. We're not going to worry about adding a 2.5-inch drive in there right now. She just wants this thing to be fast. So you don't really need a heatsink for this. It's not a gaming laptop. It's not going to be under a whole lot of stress. The label on here is dispersing some of that heat here from the controller and the NAND chips. But if you want to, you can get these copper kits with thermal pads like this. You can get them online pretty cheap. There's a nice thick copper heat sink there. I put a 0.5 millimeter thick thermal pad on it, and you can just take it and put it on the drive like this. You got to line it up just right. You got to make sure you can still get your screw in through there to mount it to the motherboard, and you want to make sure it's back far enough so your drive plugs into the slot all the way there. Okay, so they also give you these little, they're kind of tricky to put on. They give you these little rubber band doohickeys here that you can wrap around it to hold it in place. So I'm going to go ahead and bear with me, guys. I don't know if you can see that, but you have to just stretch this across. These are designed to get hot or get warm. They're not going to melt. Like I said, you basically just put it on there like that. I'm going to put one on each end, just keep it in place. And every laptop is different. It just depends on how it's designed and if there's enough room for a heat sink so it's not mashed up against the bottom of your cover there. Oops. Gotta get that on there, guys. Bear with me. I am all fumble thumbs today. Just gotta stretch it just like that. Make sure it's trying to get it so it's not twisted if you can. Oh, there we go. Get it right down there. You can see that, guys. Okay. Looks like we're going to line up just right. So now we got a nice heat sink and thermal pad on there for a little heat dissipation. Gently plug it into the slot. I'm using a number 0 magnetic tip Phillips screwdriver. Said it didn't come with a mounting screw, but I have tons of those laying around. Mount that bad boy in there. There, just like that. Now we got a nice copper heat sink on there. Okay. Gonna hook our battery back up. Once you hook that battery up, be careful, don't touch anything. Gotta move this, guys, sorry. I'm right-handed, but I do this stuff better with my left hand, it seems like. Pretty quiet around here today. We got a small blizzard going on outside. We're supposed to get about 6-8 inches of heavy wet snow, and then it's coming down pretty good at the moment. All right, so we got our battery reconnected. You just gently slide that little metal clip back, just barely, just enough to keep that thing from popping off. So we got that. We're good here with our heatsink. And I'm going to put the cover on, but I'm not going to put all the screws back in just yet. That SATA cable is going to just be fine. It's just sitting there. It's not going anywhere. So I'm going to leave that attached. I don't want to get that out. But I am going to pop it back in place, and it should boot right up. Just be careful when you're squeezing. You know, squeezing it back together. You don't squeeze on the lid too hard, because you do have a screen back there. You squeeze too hard, you could damage the screen from even from this backside here. So let me open up. I'm going to wiggle my camera a little bit here, guys, because I want you to kind of see what I'm seeing here when I turn it on. Sorry about that. All right, so let's go ahead and hit Mr. Power Switch. See if it'll post. This thing took forever to boot up. Like I said, it's a 10th gen Core i5 with 12 gigs of RAM. But the minute I saw it, I was able to do some things on it, but everything he did was just slow, slow, slow. I thought, yeah, you probably got a bad hard drive. And it's like, well, it's brand new, how can it be bad? Well, ASUS probably wanted to get rid of those 2.5, 3-year-old hard drives they had laying around and put them in this, or the seller that sold this, who knows. Boom, look at that. That's fast. I swear it took 5 minutes for it to come up before I did what I did. So there, we got a good clone. Awesome. Check out more of my videos on cloning, guys. I got lots of them on my channel over on my landing page there. Different methods, different types of software, of course, lots of different models. So check those out. Give me smash that like and subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys watching. Have a great day.